What is up, guys? I'm a mess right now, I'm gonna be honest. After a hard day's work, and I'm actually on the job site, and I wanted to do one more Flex review video for you guys because I'm kind of sick and tired of all the Flex negative reviews on YouTube. So I wrote a blog post, which it'll be linked down below, reviewing all these tools. Sorry, I'm on the job, it's loud. We're off a highway here. Wait, time out. Before we get too far into this, please, if you want to, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and ring the bell so that you get notified when I drop new videos. That would be huge for me. It helps me out a ton, making content moving forward. And also, if you have any ideas of videos you would want me to make in the future, please leave them in the comments below. But without more waste of time, let's dive into this. And when I was writing that blog, I was researching some other people's opinions on Flex, right? Because I have mine, but I wanted to get a well-rounded opinion to kind of point out some of the negatives that maybe other people have. So as I was researching other people who talked about Flex, I saw a ton of YouTubers, and no hate to them, they're doing what they're doing, but they were constantly knocking Flex, having not set hands on the tool or having only used Flex in their garage. Now, a lot of these videos, these guys have Milwaukee posters, Ryobi posters, Makita posters, all across their shop or in their office, which shows you right then and there they can't say anything good about these tools. Otherwise, they would be portraying their platforms. For me, I have no platform. I'm starting to love Flex. I'm buying a lot of Flex, but you can see we got DeWalt here. I got Makita right over here. I got a couple Milwaukee tools. I don't think I have any of the battery tools, but I have Milwaukee tools. I have Ryobi tools. I love all tools. I don't think that any tool brand beats every other tool brand. There are things that some tool brands do great in, things some tool brands don't do so great in. What frustrates me when people do tool reviews in their office or in their garage based off of information, it's completely irrelevant. No one on a job site cares if a drill sinks a fastener a millisecond faster. No one cares if this drill with the 5 amp hour battery weighs 0.2 pounds more than the DeWalt version of it. These guys are doing these comparisons, which is like, yeah, that's great that you're able to look at the specs on the tools and compare them, but in the end, someone who's a contractor cares about the longevity, the battery life, the quickness of charge, the durability of this being left out in the sun or getting a little wet. They want to know, are my tools going to last a long time? Are they going to be durable? They're not thinking, this is about half to a pound heavier than its competition, which it's not. That would be something to maybe talk about. So that kind of bugged me. And the other thing is, a lot of these guys aren't contractors, they're weekend warriors, and then they choose to speak for contractors. They're saying, I don't think Flex is a contractor grade tool, while they sit in their garage with their Ryobi tools hung up very perfectly. And I'm sitting there being like, how would you know? Like, you don't leave your garage, you just do torture tests. And it bugged me. I'm ranting right now, but it bugged me. I'm like, you don't even use them on the job. You're not framing. You're not doing carpentry work on the job. You're in your garage or you're in your office talking about it. And many of them haven't even had hands-on with the tools. So I'm here to give you guys an actual reality review. How do these tools perform on the job site? How have they held up being in a little bit of rain, being rolled around my trailer for a while, being left out on the job site because I forgot them? That's what people care about in the end. They want to know if they buy this platform and it gets thrown around in the back of their truck, is it still going to perform? Is it going to still look somewhat presentable? And is it going to last, a long time? So that's what we're going to go over. So right off the bat, I'm going to do a lot of generic talk because overall, there's not a single tool in the Flex lineup that I dislike. There's not a single one. Every last one, from the 6.5 to the 7.25 rear handle, to the I'm blanking on the name of this. Rotary hammer drill, to even their blower and their tripod light is absolutely amazing. All of the tools are amazing. Even the vacuum cleaner and the fan. This fan I ran for over 8 hours straight, and it still had battery, and it has a charging port for your phone. I was charging my phone on it. So that right there is just impressive. Battery technology on this platform is amazing. So overall, I would say if there's any reason to buy Flex, it's the battery technology. This battery here, charged at the same time as this battery here. So this is a 10 amp hour, 24 volt. This is a 20 volt, 9 amp hour battery. This battery took, I think it was like 30 something minutes, 38 minutes longer to charge than this one, right? 38 minutes. As someone who is on a job site, that 38 minutes is a big deal. If I ran out of all of my large batteries and I'm trying to cut rafters with my rear handled saw, if I have to wait an additional 30 minutes to get a charged battery, that's a big deal. So that right there, the charging speed is amazing. The longevity of these batteries, so I cut 2x10 rafters with this saw and it did amazing. I had no problems with battery life. It lasted the entire time. I'm not gonna lie, this one lasts really good as well. I don't think there's anything big about the lasting longer, but in the end I have noticed that this will last a little bit longer, but the big thing is it charges a lot faster, which to me is a big enough deal to really jump onto this platform. The next thing I have to say about this platform is the durability of the batteries. If you guys haven't, go to Lowe's, pick up one of their batteries. You have to feel them. I don't know if you guys have used Milwaukee before. I use Milwaukee. Their batteries kind of feel hollow, almost like there's a big casing and a tiny little battery in there and a bunch of hollow space around it. When you grab and tap your Milwaukee batteries, you'll hear a hollow sound. And listen to this. It's solid. They have a resin, first off they have shock rubber around the entire battery, but then they also have, it's like an epoxy holding all the electronics together. Therefore, it's pretty much drop proof. It's not gonna shake your electronics. It's not gonna jostle anything loose. Your batteries are going to stay functioning perfectly so that they can continue to have their amazing communications from battery to charger. Again, if there's no other reason, battery technology is what Flex is doing better than any other platform that I've used at this point in time. The next thing I would say about the Flex platform is that every last one of their casings, so this tool I've had for over a year, this is the tool that they sent me at the very beginning when I partnered with them back in the beginning of 2021. They sent me this tool. We did a partnership for, I think it was like a month and a half. I'm not actually partnered with Flex right now. I'm actually into their tools. This isn't just that they're paying me a bunch of money to tell you guys this. I'm actually into this platform. This was the first tool. This barn behind me, I actually dropped it off. I dinged it up. And since then, it's been my #1 drill. And you can see, it still looks totally fine. I mean, it's dirty, but it's a great drill. So the durability of the casings of all their tools, including this saw, I mean, this saw has cut at 90% of the off-the-grid build, this saw has cut. And you can see, I've dinged it up, this little thing, I dropped it on the concrete, that got dinged up. This down here is all dinged up, but the plate is still straight, it's still flat, it's still smooth. All the gears still work. Everything is perfect on this saw. Just a little dinged up, but in the end, it still looks good, still looks sleek, and it still does the job better than my DeWalt brushless, although I will say it's a very, very close comparison. This saw has now been designated as my skate plate saw. This is my everyday cut everything saw. So overall, the durability of the exterior of these tools is 100% solid. The next thing that I'll point out is the battery compatibility. So they first came out with these standard 24-volt Flex lithium batteries. Just regular batteries, they work amazing. They still have the epoxy that's holding the electronics together. They still have the shock exterior, but they're not the stacked lithium. When they drop the stacked lithium, which is right here, all these stacked lithium batteries work with every last tool. There is no Flex battery that won't work with a Flex tool, period. So that's another thing that I love, because I know DeWalt has like 5 or 6 different kinds of batteries and they don't work with all tools. I know Milwaukee has their different levels of platforms, which is awesome. They have the 12 volt, they have the smaller ones, they have the bigger ones. I love that. But in the end, there is a lot of lack of battery compatibility when it comes to just all tools across the board. I love that so far with this. I think any tools that they drop in the future, any new batteries that they come out with in the future are still going to be compatible with your old tools. Therefore, making it the ability where if you buy old batteries and all of a sudden they're dropping new tools, they're not going to make you reinvest the new batteries. They're going to make sure that you can still use the existing batteries that you have with the new tools that they put out there. That shows you that you can grow with this brand and you can eventually create an arsenal with these tools without having to reinvest in batteries every single time you buy a tool. Because sometimes there's just really good deals on raw tools and you don't want to spend that money to get that battery. The next thing I will say about flex is that they're expanding, they're creating new tools. Obviously, they're a new company, so they're going to be dropping new tools. But they're constantly innovating. They have pack outs that are coming out. I'm not too sure if they have a power station. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I would love to get rid of all these chargers and get a power station here. I'm sure they'll be coming out with something like that in the future. But the brand is growing. They just dropped this light. They dropped the fan. They dropped this new reciprocating saw. And then they have this multi-tool. So in the end, the tools are durable when it comes to battery. They're durable when it comes to casing. The batteries charge faster, the batteries last longer, the batteries are more powerful, and the batteries do not heat up as quickly as every other platform I've used, especially the stacked lithium. There's like, the analogy they used was basically, it's like a freeway on-ramp. It's like having 12 lanes entering the freeway and 12 lanes exiting the freeway, versus your standard batteries, which has 1 lane in, 1 lane out. So the more you drive through that, the more traffic that goes through that, the more friction you're gonna get, the hotter your battery gets. That's a dumbed down example, but that's how I can explain it, because past that, I don't understand it. It gives more channels for your power to go to your tool, which makes your tool more powerful. And the heat doesn't heat your battery up because there's not as much friction down that pathway. Well, the one thing that I wanted to show you this light. So what I loved about this light is that it's your standard tripod light, but they did an awesome part of this where you can actually take the light off the top, slide a battery in here, and actually hook this on some rafters and use it as a standard, shop light. That's a really neat feature. And then the battery life on this lasts forever, which really got me excited. It also has the ability to be plugged in, which is another huge bonus. Overall, guys, amazing platform. Everybody on social media, everybody on YouTube that's knocking this platform you can look for yourself. Most of them are sitting inside their garages or their offices. Most of them haven't put their hands on the tools. Most of them have done a couple tests drilling in some screws into some scrap wood. None of them have taken these out and framed and built foundations, framed roofs, framed walls, installed subfloors. They aren't using these tools for those applications. I am. I can tell you right now, if you get these tools, you're going to have an A+ tool brand that I have phased out my DeWalt with, which is saying something. If you guys could see, I have a wall of a good amount of DeWalt here. More and more of them are ending up in boxes under the I never use space. But in the end, I switched out a really dominant platform for this platform, and I have yet to even think about going back. So with that being said, guys, I hope you got something out of this. If you have any concerns, comments, information that you don't think I'm right on, or information that you think is spot on, let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to, there's a link to the blog post below. You can go ahead and hit that link. It'll take you to the blog. I'd appreciate you subscribing to the blog. We're dropping new information, DIYs, how-tos, building technology, all that type of stuff on the blog. So definitely go subscribe to that blog to get some more information. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Much love, y'all. Super awesome, great light. Nothing groundbreaking and revolutionary, but again, it shows you that they're expanding their platform to where you're going to be able to build in this platform. A couple things that I don't like, since pretty much you guys know that I like everything. The one thing I do not like about this saw is that the release for the blade is right here. That to me is really dumb and old, because when your sawzall stops and your shaft is in here, well, normally there's a blade on here, you have to grab a hot blade, pull it out in order to release your blade. I don't like it. I think it's kind of a dumb way to do things, especially with the technology of these tools. Hopefully they'll get that fixed and have a little lever here, kind of like the DeWalt one has. I hate that. The tool's great, the tool's powerful, the tool's sturdy and durable, but that to me is almost a deal breaker when it comes to the Sawzall. The next thing, this is a fairly new tool that I've gotten my hands on, is the multi-tool or the oscillating tool. I don't like how they put the battery here. 99% of the time it'll be no big deal, but say all your batteries are dead and all you have is a stacked lithium 10 amp hour. So to get the job done, you got to throw a stacked lithium 10 amp hour battery on here. How are you going to cut flush like this? So that to me is a design flaw. Again, most of the time you're not going to need to use a stacked lithium 10 amp hour, but if you had to and that's all you had at the moment, it could pose some challenges. The release I actually find is pretty cool. The way you release it is you flip that up and it opens this little mouth here, or closes that mouth, and then you close it, it opens it up and locks your blade in. I think that's actually super cool. So that's one thing I don't like. What else? This barrel-handled jigsaw, awesome saw, love it. The only minor complaint I don't like is I don't like that the on and off is way up here. I kind of gotta move my hand up here to get it, and then your speeds are here on the back. So I'm up here moving this, and then I'm back here doing this. And when you're trying to cut, you got your arm over the power gauge, and it's not ideal. It's not a deal breaker. It's just not ideal. I would like a better design on that. Other than that, guys, I mean, I absolutely love this platform. A huge plus to me is just the battery indication lights. It's just the little things that really do set this tool brand off. Very bright, very easy to see. Massive button to push it.